Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But Vice
Excuse me,
President
the
Harris,
FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud, just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
Well, honestly, it is time to put another coin in the Trump was right jar, isn't it, Mercy?
No kidding. And the FBI is so wrong, as usual. We knew the books were cooked when it came to the FBI's so-called crime statistics. And now they're admitting it, too. The Bureau just quietly revised their violent crime numbers from 2022, which they originally said fell by about 2%. Now they say it rose by 4.5%. How convenient. What's more is that the FBI made no mention of this in their September press release. But the damage has been done. Basically, every liberal media outlet has been lying about crime for over a year now. Will they admit they were wrong? Well, let's ask Daniel Lippman. Are they going to admit, the media, that they were wrong about this FBI statistics number?
Well, I'm glad that I never wrote a story based on an FBI press release, because I actually do scoops and not just write about what every other journalist covers. But this is common in government agencies. You look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they revise their numbers all the time. These are civil servants. It's not like the White House Chief of Staff is ordering the FBI, hey, these are the numbers to put in for the FBI crime statistics. It's not North Korea. And many of these FBI agents are Republicans at the end of the day. And Republicans used to actually venerate law enforcement in the FBI. And so things change, and they try to look at these numbers and get them to be the best they can, and sometimes they make mistakes.
Right, the best they can, which is, let's say that the violent crime numbers are lower, and yet now you're seeing in a revised version, which obviously ABC News moderators pointed to, now it's 4.5%. Okay, anyone who's been to New York City, anyone who's been to Washington, D.C., it's obvious that violent crime is up, right, Roma?
Absolutely. You don't need an FBI press release or the mainstream media telling you that crime is down, just like we don't need them telling us that the economy is doing great. When you walk into the grocery store and eggs cost $8, you know that the economy is out of control. You know that these numbers that they're telling us about crime are just not accurate. And so it goes back to the narrative that the Democrats have been pushing since the summer of 2020, the Black Lives Matter riot.
Right.
That they said were peaceful protests, when you and I, Mercedes, both know, being at the White House, we as staff were on lockdown many days a week because the protests outside of the White House gates were so violent, it was unsafe for staff to even get to their vehicle and leave.
So we know crime is up, but I mean, you try going to CVS or Walgreens lately, well, you literally have to call an employee to unlock toothpaste. That's right. And now, thanks in large part to looting and Kamala's train wreck economy, Walgreens just announced they'll be closing over 1,200 stores nationwide, which is 13% of their locations. Their CEO said that 25% of their stores aren't profitable anymore. Part of this, Foldi, having to do with low-income individuals who simply cannot spend money due to inflation.
Well, it also has to do with pro-crime laws passed in states like California, which basically let you, and I was talking with, I think a Walgreens or CVS guy, manager in New York City.
Of course
you were. No, and
because Foldi talks to everybody.
Well, I was asking about shrink, when there are a bunch of different types of shrink, and one of them is people stealing things. And he said, if they're taking under $999 worth of stuff, there's literally nothing for us to do. You know, it's my life versus this, bottle of toothpaste. And I think that it's worth remembering with the debate, for example, right? The problem there was the moderators messed up in two ways. One, they decided to only fact check Donald Trump, as if Kamala Harris has never told a lie. I think she would lie about what she ate for breakfast today. And they also were wrong in their fact checks. And I think you have to look at this as an industry. And Chris talks about how this is the most corrupt industry in America. There's no accountability in there.